Parliamentary Secretary can sit here and be part of a government cover-up, and that's why this morning I again wrote to the RCMP Commissioner regarding the RCMP's criminal brief on the investigation into the Prime Minister's $215,000 private island vacation. The criminal brief says the RCMP deferred to the Ethics Commissioner's interpretation of the Prime Minister's actions were not criminal in nature. However, we now know from the news the former Commissioner, Mary Dawson, was unfamiliar with the criminal code offence of fraud against the government. She had no interpretation to give. So, has the Prime Minister spoken to the RCMP in the last week about his criminal behaviour?
The Honourable Parliamentary Secretary.
Yes. Mr. Speaker, I think it's important to recognize, even before the Prime Minister was the Prime Minister, even before he was the leader of the Liberal Party, Conservative members always had personal attacks against the Prime Minister. Ever since we've been in government, their focus has been character assassination. While they want to focus on that, Mr. Speaker, we will continue to focus on programs that matter. And an excellent example of that is the National Child Care Program, Mr. Speaker, a program that is serving Canadians in every region of our nation today.
The Honourable Member for Selkirk Interlake Eastman.
The Prime Minister should really answer these questions. He can run, but he can't hide from the law. The RCMP deference to the retired Commissioner Dawson was asserted as one of the justifications for why it was not in the public interest to pursue a criminal investigation. But now, all of the public interest arguments by the RCMP for not pursuing charges have been undone in the past week. It is in the public interest for Canadians to know the Prime Minister is not above the law. So will the Prime Minister and his staff cooperate with the RCMP in this investigation of fraud on the government by the Prime Minister?
Honourable Parliamentary Secretary to the Government House Leader.
Mr. Speaker, what we're witnessing is an ongoing continuation of political theatrics from the Conservative Party. You know, 3 leaders ago they were talking about this, Mr. Speaker. At the end of the day, as I've pointed out in the previous questions, is that they can continue. They can do what they want with their focus. What I can assure Canadians, Mr. Speaker, is that this government, whether it's the Prime Minister, other cabinet ministers, or the Liberal caucus as a whole, will continue to focus our attention on making life better for all Canadians in every region of this nation.